Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Slasher Home Video. Today I'm reviewing X, the new Ti West movie that just came out. I just went and saw it yesterday, so I've had a day to stew on it. And I'll try to keep it spoiler free, but I'll probably get into spoilers later. And in case you don't know, the premise is basically that a group of people go out into the middle of nowhere to rent a cabin for the night from an old couple, and they don't tell them that they're actually there to shoot a porno flick. And so, back roads of Texas, religious people, you kind of get the idea of where it's going. My initial expectations going in, all I knew is that it was A24 and it was Ti West. I've loved every one of his films. I think he's a very talented director. So my expectations were a little high. I didn't know if it was going to be a sleazy slasher movie or an art house film or some kind of cross between the two. I just knew that it was probably going to get weird, and I like weird, so my expectations were a little high. And they were actually met, in my opinion. It was a slow burn, which you come to kind of expect from Ti West. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I've never had a problem with it. I think he's really good at steering you in a certain direction and subverting it, and this is no exception. He does it very well. I didn't know where the movie was going most of the runtime, and for me, that kind of builds up intrigue and gets me invested in the movie. And yeah, I almost want to give this movie like an 8 out of 10. Really high marks for me on my first impression. I'm actually super eager to watch it again. But yeah, those are my initial spoiler-free thoughts. So now I'm about to get into spoilers. This movie was insane. It was very slow, but it's not that nothing was happening. It was that subtle things were happening that were leaving you guessing which way it could go. Was it going to be the old lady? Was it going to be the old man? Or Mia Goth's character? It was just setting up all these dominoes. It had me invested pretty much the whole time. Probably my favorite thing about this movie was that it built up to seeming like it was about sexual repression and sexual freedom and how important that is. And then right when it gets up to that point where you're like, okay, that's what this is about, it pulls the rug out from under you. And it shows you the ugly side of that coin, and in doing that, it takes Jenna Ortega's character, who at this point in her career with all of her recent roles is kind of built up as a pretty regular final girl type, usually pretty innocent and virginal, and it turns her into, in my opinion, a complete piece of shit who pretty much throws a wrench in that whole sexual freedom thing. And it's shortly after that point that you find out that the old lady isn't repressed. She's actually freakier than all of them. And I did not see any of that coming. From there, I was just kind of along for the ride, because that's kind of also the point that the slow burn is over and it becomes just kind of a slasher movie, and I was really digging it. I was kind of wondering going in if it was going to be kind of a blend of art house and slasher, and it turned out to be, and I think that Ti West did it pretty perfectly, and the ending was very satisfying. I loved right at the end where you kind of get, I guess Pearl is her name, based off the after credits, that moment where she grabs the shotgun and blows herself back out of the door into the yard, and there's a brief moment of silence, and the preacher breaks the silence by saying, now that's what I call divine intervention or something like that. The comedic timing on that was gold. It's kind of throwing a little bit of camp there right at the end that you didn't get through the whole movie, and I loved that. And about the after credits scene, I had heard that they had already shot a prequel, basically before this one even hit theaters. The prequel had already been shot, which was crazy to me. Seems like they were investing a lot of money in this thing being successful. But after seeing the movie, I'm 100% down for it. After seeing the post-credits scene, which is basically just a trailer for, I guess it's going to be called Pearl, I'm super intrigued. I'm ready. I'm going to see that for sure. It looks insane. It almost looks like it's part musical. I kind of hope not, because I hate musicals, but the trailer was edited really fast with just cuts of crazy scenes, and I'm not sure what to think about it. All I know is that I'm very interested. But yeah, I guess 8 out of 10, pretty high marks. It kept me on my toes the whole time, guessing, not having any clue where the story was going, right up to the end, and it got as crazy as I expected. It left me with questions that make me want to see the prequel. Maybe people won't like that. It does kind of feel like I can see how you would think that the ending is a little bit unsatisfying. We don't exactly know what's going on, why she was doing it. I mean, you can make guesses that she was maybe just tying people up in her basement and raping them to death. Unless there's more to it, which I kind of wonder if there is. If this was just giving us a taste of what she was doing and the prequel is going to spell it all out for us. Part of me wonders if it might go a supernatural route. I doubt it, and I don't know if people would like that, but I'm down for whatever happens. 8 out of 10. I almost want to go higher, but I'm not going to until maybe I can watch it a few more times. I'm kind of interested in seeing how rewatchable this movie is. It's kind of harder to go back and watch slow burns too often, but that final act is pretty insane, so time will tell. But yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time.